Good day everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Olalekan Adegun. I am a graphic artist. I'm going to be taking you guys tutorial on how to make a design using your Coreldraw application. I'm going to be taking you guys this are going to be what you are going to be learning on my channel. How to design a business card, identity card, letterheading, invoice, all of these that I listed here. I'm going to be taking you tutorial on how to design them using your Coreldraw application. So let's go. This is a Coreldraw environment. If you don't this is a Coreldraw environment. When you launch your Coreldraw application, it's going to come up like this. Let's go. This is my desktop environment. So I want to launch my Coreldraw application now. I double click on it. If you don't have your own on the desktop like this, go to your start button, locate your application and click on open. Once you click on open, it depends on the version of the Coreldraw you are using. You are going to see something like this, meaning that your application is loading. So you are going to leave it like this. So it's coming up. So this is what comes up as you have opened your Coreldraw application. Now here this screen now is telling you what do you want to do. Do you want to start a new project or you want to open your previous work? For the purpose of this class, we are starting a new project, so we are going to click on new document. As we have clicked on new document, this screen pop up like this. Then you click on OK. As you have clicked on OK, it arrives here for you. So this is a fresh page for fresh work here. Then on this page now, we have our menu bar, we have our standard bar, we have our property bar. On the menu bar, we have our file. Under the file, we have new. If you want to start your work afresh, you click on new. If you have from template, you click on template. If you have your previous work that you've done, you want to make correction on your work, you click on open. You locate your file where it is, you click on open, then you amend your work, then you click on save. That's that for open. Then open recent, maybe the work you've just concluded and you want to make a correction on it. When you point to this open recent, it's going to show up like this. That's if you have your previous work, it's going to show like this. So when you click on it, you can make amendment on it anyhow you want it, and then you save. Then we have close window. That means maybe we have done with this window, we want to close our work. You click on close. If you want to close all the work that you have done, if you have not saved, you mistakenly click the system will ask you save this work or you cancel it or you say no. So whichever one is your choice, you click on it. Then we have save. This save now, as you can see, is disabled because we have not done anything on our screen. We have not done any work. That's why you see it disabled like this. You cannot click on it. Then we have our save as. We just concluded a project or we started a project. We want to give it a file name. We want to save it for us to quickly be able to locate it. So we need to save it, our work. So when you click on this save as now, it will point you to where you can give your work a name, where the directory you want your work to be, the folder where you like your work to be. Then you select the folder, you click on save. So as you proceed your work, you will be pressing on Ctrl S for you to continue to save your work. Then we have that. Then we have save to cloud. Maybe you want to send it to cloud, you click on that. Save as template, you want to save it as template. Maybe you continue to be making use of it. You want to revert, you want to break it back. Acquire means if you have install scanner on your system, you are going to see all of this enabled. They are going to show like something you can click. Once you click on it, then the scanner will initialize that, oh, I am ready to scan. Since you want me to do something for you, it will come up. Then import, like you want to bring in something inside your work. You want to bring in maybe one particular picture, one particular shape, one particular angle. or one particular something like that, you want to introduce it to your work, you click on import. Import will prompt you to this page. This page means where is your work, what do you want to do. Oh, okay, my work is inside this batch B. Okay, I want to bring in this work. I will just click on import like this. Import will bring it like this for me. Then I can now do whatever I want to do on it. If I want to pick a color here or whatsoever it is that I want to bring from here, I can now bring it from here. Then that is all for that. Then we have the next is export. I'm done with my work. I want to prepare it for kind of printing, maybe for social media use, or for this purpose or for that purpose. Though I can click on export. Export is not showing because we don't have anything on our screen yet. If assuming we have something, you see it show that, oh, we can click it just the way this import is. Then we have export for office, web, and the rest. Then we have send to, maybe send to Bluetooth, compress this one. Then document file system, maybe if your system is connected to the internet, you can send it to mail. Then we have publish as PDF. Maybe you want the person to view it on their phone, or you want them to have it, you want them to view it on their phone as a PDF, or you want to print as PDF, or you want to send to the owner as PDF. You are going to come here and say publish as PDF. Then we have print match, create load document, and the rest. Then we have print preview. Print is maybe you have finished with your work, you want to print, you click on print, then you start printing. Then you have print preview. Print preview will show you how your work is going to come out when you print. So if you don't like the way it is, you can just close the print preview and go back to your work and make any amendment where you see that it's necessary. Then we have document property. You want to see the property of the work. Then we have exit. Exit is actually closing down your window. Like you can, there is a shortcut for that. When you hold down your Alt and F4, it will ask you, if you have not saved your work, it will ask you, do you want to close without saving? If you want it like that, you say no. You say yes. If you don't want it like that, you say no. Then you save your work. Then you come here and exit your window. That is that on the menu, on this one here now. Then next one, we have edit, we have view. We are going to come to all of this one after the others, though some of them we are not coming here because they have shortcut that we can use from our keyboard. Then we have our standard bar. This is for save, this is open. It's actually the shortcut of this one here. This what you are seeing here is actually the shortcut. Instead of you going to file, going to new, you can just come here. Have you seen it now? Control N menu, new. This one here, open. This one here, save. This one should be cloud, save from cloud. This one is what, save to cloud. So that is that on that. Then on the property bar, we have our size, the size of our work. We have a custom size for our work here. Then a letter A4, custom A5, A3, A2. These are the sizes that we can use for our work. It comes with the system. You can call it a default size that comes with the system. If your size of the work you want to do is not among here, you just come to here like this. You click on this. I'm still going to introduce you to the tool. So you click on this one like this, then you draw it. Then you can now choose your ruler. If you are measuring in inches, you come here, you switch to inches. If you are measuring in centimeter, you come here and switch to centimeter. If you are measuring in inches, you come here and put to inches. If you are measuring in feet, you put it to feet. If you are measuring in yard, you switch to yard. So you don't click on centimeter and be measuring in inches. That is going to be an error for you. So that's that. Then we have to the front of this letter here, we have 8.5 by 11. This is the size of this letter. If I don't want this letter, I want another size, I can just come here and put my own figure here. Okay, for instance, I want 7.5 by 12. That's 7.5 by 12. But we actually, what we do is we don't touch the default. Instead we draw our own box and then we give it size. Let's say 7 by 8.5 inches. 8.5. Have you seen this? 7 by 8.5 inches. This is the size. So that is that. Then let me now introduce you. Then at the front of it, we now have our orientation. Then we have a portrait. We have a landscape. If your work is portrait, you switch to portrait. If it's landscape, you switch to landscape. Then this one is for another function. Then we have our unit. How this is a unit we use in measuring our work. If your work is, if you are measuring centimeter, switch to centimeter. If you are measuring in inches, you switch to inches. So that is that. Then let me now introduce you to the tools. This one here now, this is the tools. This is the tools we are going to be using for our work. On my right hand side, we have our color applet, where the color we are going to be using for our work. Under this one, we call this one status bar, where some of our color are going to be saving, if should in case we want to reuse them. Though it's not all Coreldraw version that has this status bar here. It's not all Coreldraw. Some do have, while some doesn't have. So if your own have, congratulations. But if it doesn't have, it's still the same thing. So let's go. So let me now introduce you to the tools. Here now is the tools. These are the tools we are going to be using. The first one you are seeing me pointing to here is called pick tool. This pick tool is actually, hence its sound, the tools we are going to be using to pick other tools. For instance, when you are done with one tool, it's advisable for you, before you can pick another tool, you go back to the pick tool and drop it. Then you can now go back to another tool that you want to use. But as you become prof in this, you not going to be needing that again, because with your backspace you can be switching between the tools you are using. So let's go. That is that for pick tool. Then we have our shape tool. Shape tool is actually for shaping. Hence it stands for shaping. If you, let's assume now this is your angle. You want to shape this angle. After you have drawn it, you can just come here like this. You click on it. Then this where you have point black, you can just drag it like this. You are making a shape to that angle. You are making a shape to it. You are making a shape to it. Then if you want to further shape it, you can press Ctrl Q. Ctrl Q means from your keyboard you press Ctrl Q. Ctrl Q means convert to curve. Once you click on Ctrl Q like that, it has converted it to curve. You go back to your shape tool. You right click on this place like this. Then you click convert to curve. Then you can now begin your shaping anyhow you want your work to, you want your shape to be like. You can now come here and say convert to curve. If you want it like this, you can take it like this. If it makes meaningful to you, then you do it like this. Anyhow you want it to be. That is shape tools for you. Then we have our next tool. The next tool is under the shape tool. We have other, anywhere you see arrow like it means there are other things underneath that one you are clicking on. Then look at this one now. It says smooth tool. You can equally use this one too. You can, have you seen the effect now? Have you seen the changes? So though some of them you don't need this one because you have already know your way. For instance, you need something like this, you just come to your box like this. As you have drawn it this way like this, you go back to your shape tool. You come here like this, then you drag it like this. Have you seen it? Have you seen what I'm saying about the next tool of the shape tool? So let's now go back to the top sub shape tools, which is smear. Let me now put this one here again. Then this we are on the third one now, which is smear. Then you can come here and still apply it. Have you seen how it changes? Have you seen how it changes? So that's how it's going to be. That is the third sub shape tools for you. Once you have gotten to the stage that makes meaningful to you, then you leave it. You do next thing you want to do with it. If you want to give it color, you come here, you give it color. Any color at all you want to give it. If it has make meaningful to you the way it is like this, so you can now give it color of your choice. The same thing with this one. If you are done with the way it is, you can come here and give it color of your choice. So that is that on the sub shape tool. So let's now go to the third one now. The fourth one, what? Yes, the fourth one. The fourth one is saying what? The tweak tool. So it's not all of them we are going to, but you are supposed to know all of them one after the other. So let's see what this one is all about now. Have you seen it? Have you seen how it's changing? So that's how you are going to be making use of that. So if you need something like this, just go there and click on and draw your box. Then you now select the tools and drag it this way. So if it has made meaningful like this to you and you have decided the color to you, then you just go there, click on the color you want to make use of. That is that on that one too. Then let's go to the next one. The next one is saying what? The next one is saying attractive repair tools. Attractive repair tools. Let's see what that one gives us. Attractive repair tools. Let's see. That is that on that one too. Well, you just hold down your left clicking, you drag it inside like this, you drag it like this, anyhow you want it. It is called shape tools. So you can shape it anyhow you want it. Sorry to say, application of shape tools to your work. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Then you can come here and give it a color of your choice, any color that you want. If you have gotten to a state that it makes meaningful to you, you can now give it color of your choice. That is that on that. Then let's see the next one. The next one is saying smudge. What is smudge used for? Let's assume this is our shape. You have given it a color. What is smudge for? Let's apply smudge on this one. Let's see what it is. Some of them you have to curve it before the effect can take place. You have to do that. You press Ctrl Q on your keyboard. I've pressed Ctrl Q now. Have you seen it? This is smudge. This is smudge. Some of them, it's not all of them that you really need, but it still needs to know what it is. So that is that on smudge tool, on sub shape tools. That is that. If you are okay with the way it is, you give it a color of your choice, then you can now proceed with your work. Let's now go to the next tools. The next tool is saying roughing. What is roughing used for? Let's see. I've drawn this box like this. Let me see what roughing is. Okay, some of them you need to convert it to curve before you can be able to work on it. So your keyboard, press Ctrl Q. So let's see. This one is not changing. So let's just forget about this one. Then we now go to the next tools. We have done with the shape tool. We now go to the next tool. The next tool is saying crop tools. What is crop tools used for? Let's see. I've drawn my own box. Then let me apply the crop tools on it. The crop tool is actually used for cutting of one angle, one side you don't need. So I've highlighted the angle that I need. This side now is assumed that I don't need it, and I'll just come here and say crop. Have you seen it now? It has cropped the unwanted area for me. Then I can now apply the color I want. If I want to cut just one part from it, if I want to cut just small part from this work, I can just say like, okay, this is the part I need. Let's say I need only this side. I cannot just come here and say crop. It has taken it out for me. Let me see. See crop. Have you seen it now? That is crop for you. Then we now go to the next tool. The next tool is okay. The tools underneath the crop tools. They say knife. Knife is for cutting. I know. So you now click on this one. Apply the color, then you go to your knife. What is knife used for? Knife for cutting. We are cutting that side out. We are cutting this one out too. We are cutting this side out too. Let's see how it is. So we have cut those sides. Have you seen it? We can come here now and ungroup it. Then you give it a color of your choice. Any color that you want to apply on those angles that you cut. You can highlight it and give it that color. It's as simple as that. You come here like this, then this side you've cut this side too, then you give it a color too. That is that on that. Then let's now go to our next tool. Our next tool is saying what? Our next one is say visual segment deleted. What is that one used for? Let us see. This visual segment. Visual segment. This segment is for what? It's for cutting too. If you want to cut out your work, you use this one. This visual segment. Then we have eraser. Eraser is for cleaning. Eraser is actually for cleaning. Like now we have this one like this. I want to clean one part from that side. I want to clean one part. Where is it? Eraser. So I want to clean one part. I can just go there and clean it. That is that. If it has made meaningful to me like this, I can now proceed. I can give it a color of my choice. That is that on that. Then we can now go to the next tool. The next tool is what? The next tool is zoom tool. Zoom is actually for zooming your work. Like now you are working on a project like this, and you want to it's not advisable for you to have it this view. It's not that okay to have it this view. So you now bring in. It's advisable for you to zoom it so that you can see what you are doing properly. Have you seen the power of zooming? Zooming does not affect your work. It does not affect it only make you to see what you are doing properly. Have you seen the power of zooming? Then under zooming we have this pen tool. Pen tool is for moving. Like you want to move the whole of your work. You want to move the whole of your work. Then underneath it we have our word zoom out. Underneath we have our line tools. Line is actually for drawing of lines. This is line tools. When you hold down your control key from your keyboard, then you left click, then you move it. You hold down your control key, you click, then you move it. This is your straight line. Anywhere you want a straight line, you hold down your control key from the keyboard, you click, then you drag it to the direction you want it to go. That is that for outline. And then this outline now, it has another thing that you can do with it. You can thicken it, you can make it more thicker, you can change the color. How do you change the color? You right click on your preferred color you want to use. For instance, I want to use orange. I right click on it like this. It will change to orange. To change to whatever color I right click on. Have you seen it? Okay, this thickness is not enough for me. I want it more thicker. That's it. Okay, this one is too much for me. I want to reduce it. I click on this one. I change it to 3. Then this one, I want it dotted line. Have you seen it? So whichever tools you click on this property bar will show you what you can do with it. Though we have a shortcut for it, but for now we are still going to be going to the long cut. So you choose whichever dotted that is okay for you, you click on it. Okay, I want an arrow to, where do I want my arrow to point to? Left or right? That is down or up. I click on it, it gives me this one here is another direction. Have you seen it? So this is arrow. Then why this one is for dotted? I want dotted line. Okay, I don't want dotted line, I want straight one. I want dotted, but I don't want it that very thick. That's that. Then we have our what again? Under that line we have our 2-point line. What is 2-point line? This is 2-point line. It's the same thing. I look at it as the same thing as this freehand tool, because if you need something like this, you can actually go to your freehand line and then draw. You hold down you click, then you draw. You drag to where you want it. You click, then you drag it to where you want it to be. If you want it to be thick, you can come here on this where you have 0.5, you increase the thickness here. If you want to change the color, you come here, you right click on the color you want to use. Have you seen it? If I want to use yellow, I right click on the yellow color. If I want to use red, I right click on the red color. If I want to use blue, I right click on the blue color. That's how the color will be changing the way I'm right clicking on them here. So that is that. Then under it, then we have a third sub under this one. We have Bezier. Bezier is for what? This is what Bezier is. Some of them you don't need it, but still we've seen it to introduce this to you. So that is what this bezier is. Then we have our next one. The next one is pen tool. Maybe you want to draw an angle like this. That one is actually for drawing. After you have drawn, but make sure as you are drawing you connect it for you to be able to have it. For you, if you want to apply color inside, you have to connect it. If you don't connect it, there's no way you'll be able to apply color inside. Have you seen it? But if it's not connected now, there's no way I can apply color on it. It will not go. I have to connect it before the color can be able to apply it inside. Have you seen it? If I don't want this color, I come here, I change it like this. That is that on the outline. Pen tools. Then we have our what again? Under that one, we have our what do we call it? Spin line. This is what spin line is. Spin line, the same thing with that one. If it's not connecting, there's no way you can add color. But once it's connected, you can add color to it. You have to connect it. Once it's connected, you can now add color to it. That is that on that. Then we have our polygon. Polygon. Polyline. What is polyline for? This is polyline. Same thing with that one too. If you don't connect it, there is no way you can be able to apply color inside. If you don't connect it, there is no way you can be able to apply color inside. Let's assume now I stop it here. There's no way, if I stop it there, there's no way I will be able to apply color inside. So that is that on that. Then what is next? Let me take this one out. So we have our free line settle. Then we have this one. This one is for what? It's also for drawing too. Have you seen what it is? So you need a shape like this. After you draw one, you can come to the property bar and change it to your choice, to this pattern style that you want. Have you seen it? Have you seen how it's changing? You can just look at other things you can do with it too. As you are clicking, it's going to be showing you. Look at this one too. You can actually use this one. Once you select this one, you can draw it like this. Have you seen it? Have you seen the way it's changing? That's that on that. Then our next tool will be what? Our next tool will be live sketch. What is live sketch for? Let's see. So that is that on live sketch. It's like a line too. So if you need something like this, you don't need to go there. Just go to your free line tools. Then you draw your line. Let's see the next one. Smart drawing. What is smart drawing for? Let's see. It's the same thing as the other drawing. Like you want to draw something. That is what this one is meant for. So let's go to our next tool. What is our next tool? We have, yes, one of the important tools. So let me move this one out like this. Let me take this one out like so that we can see what we are doing properly. So let me move this one out like this. So we now go back. We now go to the next tool. The next tool is saying rectangle tools. So once you draw a rectangle tools like this, let's assume you have a custom size work that you want to do. Once you draw your rectangle like this, you can now choose the type of ruler you want to use to measure your work. If you are measuring your work in centimeter using your ruler, you come here, you switch to inches. If you are using centimeter, you come here, you switch to centimeter, and then click on that size, then input your measurement. Let's say it's 12 by 10 centimeter. Put 10 by 12 by 10 centimeter. If it is inches you are using for your ruler, you come here, switch to inches. If it is 10 by 10 inches, let's say it's 7 by 7 inches, you put 7 by 7, press enter. That will be your working environment because you have measured your size to be this. Then you can now put your work inside here. Anything out of here like this is out of your size. Anything out of here is out of what? Out of your size. Then we have a pointer rectangle. What is pointer rectangle? This is actually what pointer rectangle is. Once you draw it, you cannot drag it. Once you draw you draw it, you can now drag it to where you want to drag it to. You can now put color of your choice. Any color that you want to apply on it, you can now click on the color. You can now click on the color like this. You can now select the color like that. That is that on the tool that is underneath rectangle tools. Then we are doing here. We have this one here now. You use this one to draw circle, any circle of your choice. If you want a perfect circle, you hold down your control key, then you draw. It will give you a perfect circle. Have you seen it here? 6.944 by 6.944. That is perfect circle for you. If you want to take the outline, as I have said earlier, once you draw your box or whatsoever, whatever you can do with that thing that you draw, it's going to pop up on the property bar. On this property bar now, is showing me, okay, I can take in my line, I can make it dotted line. I know for sure I can equally right click by changing the color here. Right click to change a color outline. You right click to choose a color outline. So that is that on that. Then underneath is what we have. We have our eclipse pointer too. It's the same thing as the other one. So if you want a shape like this, you can just go there and click, and then you click and then make effects to be like this. That is that on that. Then what next? Then we have our polygon. This one is for kind of angle that you want. You want to customize. For instance, it's on 6 angle. So you hold down your control. If you want it to be perfect this 6, you hold down your control key, then you draw it. As you have done it like this, if you want it more than 6, you come inside this 6, you put the figure there. If you want it 20, you put the figure. Once you put the figure, you hit enter on your keyboard. Then you come to shape tools. This is where shape tools comes in again. Then you point to wherever you want to shape it for. Then you drag it inside. You can drag it outside too. You drag it like this. You drag it outside again. You drag it inside. You drag it outside. You can equally give it color. If this angle you notice that it's more than 20, you can give it whatever it is. Let's say it is 40. Have you seen now? It has changed to 40. Then you can see further make any effect you want on it. If you want it like this, you can do it like that. Any color of your choice you can apply to it by clicking on the color. That is that on that. Then we have our next tool. What next tool is star. You need a star. You want to draw a star. You can just go there and draw your star. Drag it this way. And drag it this way. Mind you, you can equally use this polygon to draw this star. So how do? You hold down your control key, then you draw it like this. How many angle is this star? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you can now come here and say 6 angle. After you've done that, you go to your shape tool. You now come here like this. Then you now shape it in the form of the type of star you want to draw. Have you seen it? You can apply color to it. Instead of using this one, you can customize your own to be like this. So that is that on the tool that is under polygon. Then we have our text tool. Text tool is actually for typing. You want to type your name, you want to type something, this is what you are going to be using. This text tools, once you click on it, it's going to bring something like this for you. Then you click on the page, then you type. You type whatever you want to. Let's assume you want to type education. You type education like this. You have typed education like this. Now you want it initial capital and the rest. We want it initial capital. We now go to our text on the menu bar. We click on the text, then we go to change case. Change case, we have a lower case, we have upper, we have title. So let's try upper. This is uppercase for you. So you can now reduce it into any size that you want. Please don't reduce like this. It's not going to make meaningful like this. Always reduce or increase from this angle by holding down your shift key from the keyboard. Have you seen it? once you hold down your shift key, you are going to have this type of sign that you can now begin to increase or decrease your phone. Have you seen the way I'm increasing and decreasing? Don't decrease like this. Don't decrease like this. Though in some situation you have to do it like this, but normally don't do it like that. Do it this way. Do it this way. Hold down your shift key and then you drag in or drag out. You can change the color, you can change the font style, you can change the bold, the italic. You can make it bold, you can make it italic, you can underline it anyhow you want it. You can come here and change the font name. Let's assume I want to use Montserrata. I've choose Montserrata. Montserrata, it has a sub Montserrata that I can actually use too. It has a bold, it has normal italics. So this is italics. So I want to remove it from the underline. I click this one, it has removed. So I want to change the color, I come here, I change the color. I want to decrease it, I can come like this. Though like this is actually okay. It is like this that is not okay. So you can hold down the shift key and drag like this, or you can just drag like this too. So whichever way you want to do it, you can do it like that. Then that's it. That is a test tools for you. Under test tool, what do we have? We have our table. The table, assuming that the table is 3 by 4, we can just drag it like this. Then this table, it means that we can type inside this table like this without the table touch moving to the next side of your next table. Have you seen it? You can come here now and still type this one like this. You can come here and type this one like this. You can equally come inside here and type this one like this. You can come here and type this one like this. That's what table on .NET test tool is. Then we have this one here like this, parallel dimension. You need a parallel. You want to draw something like this. You go there, you draw it, then you leave it. You draw it like this. Anyhow you want it. That is that on that. Then under it we have horizon. The same thing. Though most of the time, if you have this type of something, it is advisable for you to use your hand to draw it, to measure the size and then do whatever it is that you want to do. It's not always advisable like this. Then we have our next tool. Our next tool is what? Okay, and we still have soft tool inside this one. Then we have angle, which is dimension. It's going to be like the same, I know. So you have this one like this too. This is like for mathematics. So that is that and that. You have something like this to do. You can actually draw it on your own and then you just make sure it's the same size with this one. That is that on that. Then we have our shadow. We have our shadow tools. Let me clear this one. Then we have our shadow. Let's assume we want to give this our text shadow. I will just go to shadow, then I will drag from it like this. Apply shadow to it. Then remember what I said earlier. Whatever you can do with your tools is going to appear here. Here you say, oh, this shadow, we can make it very thicker than this. Where we have 90, we can put it 90. Have you seen the effect? This where we have 15, we can make it 10. We can make it 4. We can make this one 20. Have you seen the effect of the shadow now? That is shadow for you. Under the shadow we have sub option like that. Then sub option is what? We have our contour. We click on it like that. You come here, say okay, let me see what this one is. So this is contour. Contour will give you another shape. This shape you can reduce it, you can increase it, you can equally change the color of that shading. You can change the color. If you want to change the color, what you are going to do first is you have to press Ctrl K on your keyboard, meaning break apart. Ctrl U. Let me see what it is. you press Ctrl K on your keyboard. Once you press Ctrl K, it's going to break it apart that you can apply color to only the one that is shading it, or you can apply color to only the one that is inside without affecting the inside one. If you are going to select between the first one and the second one, press on your tab key. The tab will show you it will go to the second part of it, which is look like an outline. Then you can change the color of that one. Then let's move to the next option. So that is that on the contour. Under same shadow, let's see I'm pressing Ctrl Z. So let's see now, under this same contour we have blend. Let's see what blend is. This is what blend is all about. So it's not that taking effect. So what we are going to, so we go to the next tool. The next tool is saying distort. What is distort for? You want something like this, you just go there and make it to be like that. If it has made meaningful like this, then you leave it. That is what distort is all about. Then let's go to the next one. The next one is saying what? The next one is saying envelope. We want it to be something like this. We want it to be something like this. We want it to be kind of creative. We want it to bend like this. We want it to bend like this. Once you get to the stage that is making meaningful to you, then you leave it. Then you now apply your color and the rest of effect you would like to apply on it. That is one under the shadow tools. Then we now go to the next one. The next one is saying extrude. Extrude is for what? Let's see what extrude is. Extrude is actually, you can, the same way we do this first one, then you can actually do this one same way. After you apply it this way, you now press Ctrl K. Ctrl K will break it apart. You can change the upper color, even the inside color too. You can change it. When you click on the first one, you want to change the color on the down one, press your tab key from the keyboard. It will go there. You can now change your color this way. You can now change your color like this. If you want to change the upper one, you click on the upper one because you have break it apart. That is that on some of the tools under shadow tools. Then we have block shadow. Let's see what block shadow is all about. Let's see what shadow is all about. Block shadow. This is block shadow. I believe you can equally change this one. So what you're going to do is press Ctrl K from your keyboard. Let's see, is it separating? Okay, let's see. So that is a block shadow for you. Then I believe you can just come here and change the color of that shadow. That is that on the color shadow. That is that on shadow. So we have our next tool is a transparency tools. What is transparency? Transparency tool is actually for you to make your work, for your work to be transparent. You apply it on it. For instance, I want this one to be transparent. I want it under the education. After I've clicked it, I've clicked the transparency tool. I can now just come here now and reduce my transparency. It's going to faint down. Have you seen the effect of transparency? That is what transparency is all about. So let me show you another way you can use that transparency. When you click it like this, you click transparency, then you come from where you want this to fade to, then you drag. Then you can take this one up like this. That is a transparency tools for you. Then the next one on that tool, we have a color eyedrop. Color eyedrop tools. You have one particular color somewhere, you want to apply it to another place. Once you just click on your eyedrop tools. When you click on eyedrop tool, you pick the color you want to apply in another place. Then you go to that place that you want to apply it and you click on it. Have you seen now that this color and this color now is now the same? Let's assume that this education now, the color is a green. I want the same green to be here. So I will just go to my color picker and look at the pick the color and send it to where I want it to take effect. That is that on a color shadow. So our next video is going to be on how to design a business card. Business card is going to be the beginning of this our tutor. All of this that we have talked about on how to make use of the tools, we are going to be applying it from starting from the business card to all of the other stuff we say we are going to teach you. So let's now go to the what now, to interactive field. Interactive field is actually you want your color on your work to be more than one, so you are going to be making use of your interactive tools. Let's see now. Let's see. Okay, let's assume this is my work. I have on the main color I want to put red. I can now drag it like this and change my color from here like this. Let's assume I want to use blue and what, I want to use blue and red. I click on this one too and now change the color here. Have you seen the interactive field tool is all about? I can make it more than one color by double clicking this one. After I double click it, I now change the color to the color I want. I can put it yellow. Have you seen now? I can equally come here like the double click and make this color now another color. I can make it blue. I can make it black. Anyhow it makes meaningful to me, that's how I'm going to leave it. That's that on that. Then we have under that one we have our smart fill. The smart fill is actually you want to put some side of your wall, you want to give it different color. So the first thing you going to do is this. You need to define that angle first before you can apply the smart fill. So what you are going to do here is this. You need to define your angle. Okay, I need this angle to be blue. I want this angle to be red. I want this angle to be yellow. Okay, I want this angle to be yellow. I want this one to be gold. So I've defined my angle now. So I can now come here and say, okay, smart fill, come. Then I now click inside like this. Click inside like this. I've already defined it. I've made connection from one angle to the other. So I've put I've applied the smart fill now inside the work. Then I can now go and change my color like this. I can now change it like this. I can now change it like this. Anyhow I want it. Then after this one, we still have another color, another function on that one, on this transparent interactive field, which is a mesh. Under this mesh, we can equally have different color on our wall. Let me show you how it is. So assuming now I want to apply more than one color on my work, I'll just go to mesh. Once I get to mesh, I will define the angle I want to give color to. I will define it by highlighting it. I want that up to be yellow. The following it, I want it to be green. The one under it, I want it to be red. Have you seen it? That is a mesh for you. Mesh will allow you to give different types of color on your work. Once you are able to define your angle, where you want the color to be, you can now begin to add color to it. Have you seen it now that it's changing? Yes. So I want this side to be blue. That is mesh effect for you. So now we come to the end of this introduction to Coreldraw. So we are still going to continue, because as we proceed, we are still going to be making use of our tools to work on our design. So like I said earlier, I'm going to be starting this lecture by showing you how to create a business card, identity card, letter heading card. All of this we are going to be using our tools to carry them out one after the other. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't get to miss any of these my video. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.